Mike, check, check, Mike, check, check, Mike, check, check. All right, L Boogie Reacts, we back in the building. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Shout out to all of the new supporters. Shout out to all of the new subscribers. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Sub up to the channel if you haven't already. We got something in store for you all today. It's a lot of this conversation going on around YouTube. And I think we're just going to give our 2 cents at this point. How about that? So make sure you sub up to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, man, let's get started. So, just been doing a little trotting around YouTube, man, and finding stuff that I want to, talk about, especially when it comes to this situation with Charlie Kirk, man. Something is really, really, really brewing, man. It's like it's something to pay attention to, man. I hope we all be mindful of that, So I definitely took a little bit of time myself today to go enjoy my firearm. It's it's that type of situation going on in America right now. And like I said, man, we got people already, well, the thing that I'm assuming is that it's been a lot of similar activities going on as the same as they were when Trump was in office before. So a lot of that is just going on. Maybe that's the Republican way. Maybe that's the conservative way, And people are also speaking from a standpoint of, they're able to handle whatever, is placed in front of them. So the title is Charlie Kirk, Something's Brewing, Gary Owens Backlash, and Heavy Duty Country Reaction. We got a couple reactions we want to give out based on what we've been watching, based on what has been included, So I'll say we'll start with this subject right here, and then I'll come back to that one. Let me drop that one. And then let's do the what was it I just saw? Value. Okay, there we go. Valuetainment. Yeah, so Groypers and Israel accused in Charlie Kirk assassination. So yeah, all right, there we go. This is good. This is good. We'll go with this one. Okay. We've been hearing a lot of speculation about this being a setup, so we're gonna go right back into that, okay? Make sure y'all hit the like button, sub up to the channel. Share the content, man. Let people know where you at, where you be watching it at, man. Checking me out. We getting into it. All right. All right, let's go, man. Here we go.
I keep saying you have to lower the temperature ASAP. Here's what's happening if you don't. Okay, one, you got Nick Fuentes says his followers framed in Charlie Kirk's shooting. So what is a groyper? That's one story, right?
What then the hell is a groyper?
Another story that's coming up that talks about the number of words with Israel. I don't know what page that's on, Rob. 10,000 words, 10,000. Adam, that was one of the stories that you chose.
Page 10,000 conspiracy theories.
Yeah, what page is that?
Page 5.
Okay, page 5. So let me read both of them.
I'm assuming that PBD Podcast, this is their clips channel. I'm assuming. Oh yeah, Valuetainment. Okay, let's go.
So over 10,000 posts. Oh, that's Nick Fuentes. Okay. My followers and I are currently being framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk by the mainstream media bias based on literally zero evidence after the left gunned him down. They celebrate.
Well, that's easy to include, right? CP3 in the building. Hey, man, we almost up to 600 subs, man. I really appreciate all the support we've been getting. You know what I'm saying? We've been getting a lot of support over here, man. Round of applause to you all. Let's keep it going, man. We got some real great stuff in store for you all. If you just keep rocking out with your boy, we're going to make sure once we get the memberships and all that, we're going to bring some dope merchandise in. All of that good stuff, man. Music going to be dropping. Everything you could possibly think of, we're going to bring forth to the front for everybody. But yeah, all right, back to this Nick Fuentes guy. Because I'm a little familiar with who he is. Not really, but I know how he be talking. You know what I mean? And I remember him even expressing how black people basically need to stop complaining. And so it sounded very similar to the Charlie Kirk, So I'm assuming that these guys are conservatives. They're far right, whatever the case may be. All right, let's go.
And justified it. They said I was next. Now they're blaming me. These people are evil. What is that, Rob? What is Groyper like? That's
a Google trend search of how many people were searching the term Groyper.
Because that's his following. That's what they call it. Okay, got it. So then you have this other story here of over 10,000 posts tied Charlie Kirk's murder to Israel as conspiracy theories explode. Online ADL report. Let me see this one here. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Is there a video on this one, Rob?
So it's just a montage of different videos that people are highlighting about.
This one's everywhere.
By the way, a bunch of people texted me asking, "Is this real?" Or
I
not?
like his setup too. He got a nice setup. We got the desk. He basically got a news broadcast, calling it a podcast, and he's had a lot of people come through and have conversations with him. Even like the one I watched was Charleston White. That was a good conversation. We can go back and check that out too.
Bunch of people, and I'm talking big names.
Yes.
Bunch of people like, did they really take this video down? This was the moment, Rob, if you want to play this clip. This was on our podcast. This is October 8th, October 10th. I mean, it's like literally a day after or 2 days after. Yep. You want to play this clip, Rob?
I've been in Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun. That's an IDF soldier. Right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked.
Okay, was there a stand down? Was that unfair? I think that's a very fair assessment of what he's asking, right? Let me read this to you. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theories have exploded on social media in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's killing, with thousands of posts blaming the assassination on Israel, according to an Anti-Defamation League report on Friday. Since the 31-year-old conservative activist brutal killing on Wednesday, there have been over 10.
I mean, when it comes to Israel, man, so a lot of people, if you're not familiar with basically. We go and we help a lot of different countries, right? And Israel, we have like this great connection with Israel, even when we going back to the Holocaust and with the H-man, the J people, the small hats, what they like to call them. There's a lot of things that we can't see that take place, and so for them to always be mentioned when we're talking about America, just it just happens to. It's a skeptical situation in my opinion. That's my reaction to it. Let's go.
1,000 posts on X alone linking it to Israel. The report said Kirk, co-founder of Turning Point USA, conservative organization, became a major political figure for young. Okay, so these are stories. You got 2 of them, right? The one story is Groyper's. Guys are posting saying Nick criticized Charlie Kirk a month ago, and now he's speaking positively about him. And then the other one saying, no, this is Israel and all the blame that they're putting because of that clip of him on our podcast saying he called that Israel and because of that he was taken out. Adam, your thoughts on this story here?
Well, let me just say this. Israel has no greater ally than Charlie Kirk as far as someone who is Christian, American, and defends Israel. Now, you have to understand.
There we go. Christian, defends Israel, and what did he say again? Let me go back.
Israel has no greater ally than Charlie Kirk as far as someone who is Christian, American, and defends Israel. Now, you have to understand. He's not blindly following the Bibi Netanyahu doctrine and Israel can do no wrong. He will criticize Israel's government just like he'll criticize the American government. That's what gets lost in the shuffle here. Just because you criticize a government doesn't mean you don't believe in the country or the people. We criticize the American government all the time. You'd be hard-pressed to find a group of patriots that love America more than the people in this room. So just because you criticize somebody doesn't mean that you are not on their side. So as far as the conspiracy theories that have just popped up out of nowhere, let me just tell you, I don't think Nick Fuentes had anything to do with this whatsoever, and now he feels like he understands what it feels like to be Jewish in this world, and everything goes to what I would call the little boy that cried Israel. So the internet goes out. Oh, it's probably Mossad. Your favorite team loses the game. Here's something that came up online. Pop said Israel rigged his team to lose. Sorry, bro, your team just lost the game. Your girlfriend breaks up with you. Sorry, bro, it wasn't Israel. If you want to look for the easiest low-hanging explanation, just blame Israel. We've seen it time and time again. It's perfectly okay to criticize Netanyahu and Israel and the government actions. Where you get into hot water is when you start blaming everything on the Jews. Do better.
Okay, Adam. I'm sorry, Vinny.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing, and you guys know, I criticized everybody from our government with Bush when I was in during September 11th and all the questions. Mind you, Charlie's assassination literally overshadowed. Nobody even, we did at the event, but it's as if 9/11, the flags
were... So the way people, the reason, I know this for sure, the reason people say things like this is because they understand how much power they hold based on ownership. They've got their hands in everything, those small hats that we're referring to. They're involved in a lot of different may I say, corporations, just a whole bunch of stuff. It's not because people just, oh man, you know, they're involved with this because, you know, my team lost or whatever the hell they was talking about. No, they say that because they understand how much ownership they have in America. Even going back to Kanye West once again, and the how he said he, you know, basically lost a lot of his ownership because of who he was going with. You know, he had a list. Here we go.
Part of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News, Washington Post, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Google.
They're woven all into our society in America. Politics, corporations. Let's run that back one more time. These media companies are primarily Jewish executives. Let's go.
Of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News, Washington Post, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Google. What else do we have? Disney, ABC Kids and Family, YouTube, Los Angeles Times, Discovery Network, Paramount Pictures, Facebook, Huffington Post, Yahoo, Marvel, Hulu, Cosmopolitan, Time, Touchstone, Associated Press, Pixar, Miramax, HBO, New York Post, LucasArts, MSNBC, DreamWorks Animation. Now, the thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list. The red are the executives that are Jewish. Part of.
Man. And so just to understand, like, why they would get blamed for things, come on, man. If you own something, if you're tightly knitted into the society that we all, you know, live amongst, we all lived in this shit. So when we look at things and we're trying to figure out why things don't go the way that they're expected, then, I mean, don't look too far, basically.
Half mass, but I mean, still the unanswered questions with that. But when it comes to the Israel thing, like when people just shout out, and my point being, I'm critical of Israel, I'm critical of everybody. But for the people that are just blaming Israel, okay, how? Tell me, like instead of just going out there going, yeah, they're behind it. How did they do it? So you mean to tell me Israel got to Tyler, who's in the trans boyfriend, whatever, and made him, talked him into going on a roof and shooting Charlie, jumping off the roof and running and hiding, even though all the backstory with the father and all that. When I think it's getting lazy to where you're just gonna shoot out Israel. Give me facts, and by the way, I'll go with you. I'm one of the. How many times?
Okay, so let's just say this. Let's say that person might not have been involved with that shooter per se, you know, but the manipulation, okay, the things that are being presented to them through the news. They said MSNBC, all these different media outlets, they're being ran by Jewish corporations, the J people, the small hats. You know, I don't want to push that word too much because from my understanding, it doesn't benefit you. But let's just say those people, all right, are completely involved in the people that are getting up on podiums and speaking, the companies, the way that people get paid, the way that the society functions. Let's just say the way that the money funnels through these corps and you know, everything. Okay? Not just some particular corp and we can look at them and know everything. They have their hands in everything. And I played a clip on here last time, and I believe the people that are return, you know, watchers, viewers, they seen the one that I played. The guy, he has the same last name as Liar Cohen. Cohen. Message to America. I'll find that one if I can locate it. Let's see here. Let's keep going.
I talked about October 7th saying, listen, give me the answers. You guys mean to tell me that area, was there a stand-down order? What happened? I still, remember, who was it? John Kirby was like, now's not the time. Okay, when is the time? Put that aside. Give me the plan of how Israel got to this guy who's obviously messed up in the head with his trans boyfriend and did it. Don't just shoot it out. Give me facts, and then I'll listen to your argument. If not, it's a week, period.
Yeah, so Rob, is this the clip between August and September?
It's easy to just, to rule it out. It's easy to rule it out. But why can't we never take a moment to say, well, yeah, they are involved in these outlets. That's it.
Why they're blaming Nick. Go ahead and play this clip.
We had our disagreements. Where we did agree is that he would go to these college campuses and proclaim the name of Jesus Christ. And ultimately, that is why he was killed. The gunmen that killed him, they hated him because of his defense of Christian morality. Charlie Kirk cannot call himself a Christian anymore. Sorry, you forfeited that. I do not want to hear, and you cannot allow Charlie Kirk to go to one more public event, one more question and answer, one more ask me anything, without being protested, without being shouted down, without being interrogated about this. This guy goes around from campus to campus in the most artificial and phony and fake way, talking about, oh, God made me very blessed that I control $500 million. Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so rich and I'm so blessed. And oh, God's been so good to me.
500 M.
I'm such a Christian. Oh, the Lord gave me the Sabbath. I take Saturday off. You sit there and call yourself a Christian and then you make excuses.
So to me, this is, I don't think he had anything to do with it. I don't think Israel had anything to do with it. I don't think. Make the argument. I'm very open to it. I don't think.
Yeah, but once again, so the people are listening to Nick Fuentes talk. People, just like we're sitting here talking right now, people have conversations. People start feeling a certain type of way. Once again, it could involve the way that they're living. Okay, it could involve their job. It could involve their housing. It could involve their family. If something like that is taking place in their life and they're feeling some kind of way, then of course, Nick Fuentes doesn't have to be solely responsible for something happening, but someone maybe just listening to Nick Fuentes shit.
I think this kid has mental issues, but I do think it could be a reflection of words that was said. I do think it could be a reflection of things that were said. Now, I will tell you one part of this that makes me very uncomfortable. Okay, let me go and find this story. Rob, if you can find it from Musk. Musk had a tweet
Pretty brown eyes
that said of a guy that said, they're not doing this. You have to find it. It has to do with something with calling you a Nazi and a fascist. Okay, if you find that quote,
wow,
that's exactly the quote that to me explains what's going on. Because if you keep calling these people fascists and Hitlers and Nazis and all this other stuff, that is your way of putting a target on their back to getting them to get killed. That's what you do.
Most definitely.
Okay, when you put these types of words. There's a retweet that he did. I can't find it right now. I wish I could find it. Of what they're saying and what they're doing with it. But you know what makes it kind of weird? Rob, I just sent you a tweet. This is what makes it weird. Okay, that I myself, a guy that doesn't believe Israel's behind it, a guy that doesn't believe Fuentes is behind it, I don't believe that's the case. I'm not comfortable with that. Rob, you can pull up this tweet that I just sent you. As much as I'm not comfortable with that, Marco Rubio goes to Israel at this time, and they push a bill to strip passports over Israel criticism. Why? And by the way, remember, I'm not a guy that's, what do you mean U.S. lawmakers push bill to strip passports over Israel criticism? No bill Congress let Senator Rubio revoke U.S. passports and criticize Israel. This intercept report proposal comes after Rubio already revoked visas and green cards of foreign nationals. I understand, including a Turkish student who wrote an op-ed. I get that. The Turkish student, it was a little bit deeper than that. The bill cites material supports for terrorism, but critics warn this vague language could be twisted, punished speech, protest, or even journalism. To me, this is when it's great for me. This is when it's great for me. This is when it gets a little bit too much for me, when I cannot criticize. Don't get me wrong. Remember what I said earlier. If you celebrated a person getting assassinated, you should get fired because you're not fully mentally there. No, by the way, if anybody here celebrates a person getting murdered who is on the left or right, a person like a Charlie Kirk, I don't even want to give the names to make a comparison because that to me, words have so much power that I just think opposite side. If anybody here that works around me celebrates the assassination on anybody, I don't want you around me. I'm telling you this myself. I don't want you around me. Our kids in school, you hear, my kids are some other kids that you go into these, like I had to go in the morning. One of my kids had a what do you call it, a sporting event I had to go to early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, right after the vault. And then my other kid had another sporting thing I had to go to at 12 o'clock, 2 different cities that I had to go to. And I go there and I see how kids are talking. And one of the kids is talking in a certain way, dropping the N-word, and he's a white guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, listen.
Oh, yeah, they love that. Oh, the white guys, they love dropping the N-word. They love dropping the N-word. And once again, it's gotten to that point back in America now. Like, we dropping N-words, you know what I'm saying? We dropping N-bombs on people.
Guys, let me simplify something for you. Take all the papa you've ever gotten in your life. And you don't want to see what happened if you use language like this. We don't use language like this. I don't like language like that. This is me. You don't have to like it. Well, that's not freedom of speech. No, words have power. Stop dropping words as if they don't have power. They do.
Yeah.
So my only issue in the timing of this is
there's consequences for words, right? So you can say whatever the hell you want to say. Oh, but you will be held responsible. Somebody's going to hold your ass responsible. Somebody's going to put their feet to the flame.
Is it just that? Because I actually like what Whitlock said. I want to give Whitlock some credit, Rob. I got a video there by Whitlock. I don't know if you pulled that one up. And here's what Whitlock said. This is why Charlie Kirk was different. He says, hey, a lot of people are saying they're going to continue to mantle. Vinny, you may want to look at this one here. And he says the following. Go ahead. I think this is a very good breakdown. You can tell it by his eyes. The guy's on slept for days. Go ahead and play the clip.
When I hear people say, hey, I'm going to go out and pick up Charlie Kirk's bloodstained microphone and continue what he's doing. Well, that sounds like someone, Ben Shapiro, is saying he's going to hit college campuses and proclaim Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. If you're not going to do that, you're not picking up Charlie Kirk's mic. You're picking up your mic. Charlie's mic proclaimed and professed the name of Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. And that's what we all need to be doing.
And I'm with that.
I am too.
By the way, I love that Ben is willing to do it. Do you believe Ben is serious when he says he's going to go out there and do it?
Oh, for sure.
For sure he's going to do it. And do you think Ben is a guy that's...
Maybe I can understand what's taking place now. They said the guy wasn't into politics, but he was an activist. He was from the right side. On top of that, this guy is praising Jesus Christ. He's basically speaking out and saying, hey, we all can make something of ourselves. Let's not make excuses. Let's, basically that old kind of conversation when it came to black people or whatever, like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and all that shit. But once you speak from that standpoint, then now you're projected to be this servant of God and a saint, somebody of a pure heart, right? So I don't go against people, but I speak my mind and this is how I feel. He's speaking, right? And so the fact that he gets to speak, people take this route of saying, well, look at how he was speaking, but he likes Jesus Christ. He's in love with Jesus Christ. No, he was the same for that.
Capable of doing this. He's one of the OG guys,
of course,
that used to do this kind of stuff. So
Him
it's not
and
like,
Steven Crowder.
that's right. So these guys, him, Crowder, all these guys.
You can't treat him like any of the niggas around here because he ain't like any of the niggas around here. You got it?
Shout out to the new subs. Yeah, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he's a saint or he's a sinner. What I'm saying is that people take that, and so when he gets assassinated, they can use that. That's a political talking point. That's a political reference. They can use that now. This was a law-abiding citizen. This guy was for the people. He was an activist. He helped take care of, and he speaks for the people, basically. So when he does get assassinated, now people are like, damn, we're out here killing innocent people. That's messed up, basically.
They know how to do this. But to me, it's a little bit suspect when you go in there and then all of a sudden it's this, and BB's constantly tweeting about the relationship with you and Charlie Kirk. Got it. One time I get it. Two, it's just leave it alone. You're bringing too much attention to it, okay? Privately, once, totally get it, move on. I just think you're bringing negative attention to it at a time like this to show that. So for me, as I'm hearing stories like this, I don't think it's Nick. I don't think it's Israel. I think it's lazy to go after both of them. All of that. But Jason's message right there, who is going to go there? This guy was a modern-day Billy Graham meets Rush Limbaugh. That's what I kept saying. I wanted him to keep...
Billy Graham, Rush Limbaugh, like... I think I know who Billy Graham is because he has a church in Charlotte, North Carolina, and people worship the shit out of Billy Graham. Okay, he was very well sought out as a pastor, or preacher, or I'm not familiar with him completely because I didn't attend his church or nothing like that. But he has a library, etc. You know what I mean? 600 subs, man. Let's go. Hey, man. Once again. Appreciate all the continued support, man. Let's keep going.
Flourishing. And by the way, when I'm talking to my son, and he had a hard time one night, he just said it's been very challenging the last couple of days for one of my kids because he was a big, he met Charlie, and you were there when he met Charlie. So to him, he's a guy, and we were talking. I said, listen, man, let me explain something to you. Sometimes in life when something happens that you have no answer to, you literally don't have any answers to, that's when you lean on God. I said, I don't have the answer for you, buddy. I'm not God. I don't know what to tell you. I literally don't. The only answer I have for you is let's get on our knees and pray. And we got on our knees, and it was awesome. The way he prayed, the way Billy prayed, I prayed, it was great. Moments like this, I'm with Whitlock. I hope more guys go on the road to talk about Christianity. I recommended 2 books to this guy this morning that I was talking. I said, of course, set aside the Bible, Case for Christ.
By Lee Strobel. Amazing book.
And Mere Christianity. Go read those 2 books.
They're making it out to be like this thing with Christianity, basically. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the yada 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 yada. Let's go to this guy. All right. This is heavy duty country. He says, y'all are mouthing off to Charlie Kirk's wife. We are done talking. Okay. This guy gets a lot of attention on his channel. Let's just go into his message. Because once again, you've got the conservatives, they're Christians, they love their family men, they're working men, working class citizens. And so now they're frustrated because men like them are being targeted. They feel like they can't speak their piece, they can't speak their mind without someone targeting them, basically. So let's go to his content. And this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Let's go. Look how he stepped out the house with it. He's letting you know how he feels about the situation with Charlie Kirk. Let's go. Gun-toting, Bible-slinging, or Bible-toting, gun-slinging ass.
What else can be done? For everyone on the left who is celebrating the death of one of our comrades, there's nothing else to call him. Do I look like a person?
People celebrating death is pretty cringe. I ain't even gonna lie. That's cringe worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, celebrating someone's death, especially if you don't know him, you know of him, you don't know the man. Either way it go, it's cringe. All right. You know, but we're all out here trying to survive and shit in America, but we're being placed against each other. And this is a prime example. Let's go.
Who is scared to fucking fight you. None of us are.
He took his cowhide jean cover or his overalls off.
Couple of days, I have seen some things on the internet that are so heinous. There aren't really words for it. And that's why this is about, aren't we all done talking? When do we start fighting? No, this isn't some hoorah bullshit. This is pretty damn serious. The left has been celebrating Charlie Kirk being shot. We have people fucking profiting off of the murder of Charlie Kirk by selling t-shirts.
Punk with the camera. This is what he's selling.
Protect your neck. That's a Wu-Tang line. You best protect your neck. First things first, man. You're fucking with the worst. I be sticking pins in your head like a fucking nurse. Shout out to ODB, man. Rest his soul.
With the laughing emoji. Unbelievable. There's his other t-shirt as well.
Damn.
What's so funny about this? And he's looking to make a profit off of it as well?
I am not kidding when I say that the government needs...
See, this is when the free country shit comes into play, and people gonna get offended by that. See, once again, freedom of speech, you're free to do this, free range, basically. But people aren't gonna take too light, too kind to that type of shit, as you can see. Oh, it's not. Okay. There you go. Shout out to the new subs, man. Shout out to the new subs, man. Let's go.
To sanction a fucking fight between all of us. The government is not going to do anything. Our government needs to step aside. Make it legal for us to have one big ass fight, because that's what we need. We have YouTubers, this dude named Hassan, saying...
One big ass fight. All right, motherfuckers is ready to fight, man. They ready to pull their knives out, they bombs, they guns. This is why I asked the question I asked about the military coming to the South. Because I be hearing a lot more of this. I'm from the South, you know what I'm saying? We from the South. This is how they talk in the South. They all talk like this. Okay, I told you I just left earlier, man. I went to do a little target practicing myself, get familiar with my artillery, my ammunition and my tactics, my tactical, like it's going on down here, man. So people ready to fight. They're ready to battle it out, man. And it's moments like this where you see it occurring. Something that happened with Charlie Kirk, and now the world, America's like, fuck that. Like, it's time to fight, bro. We've been worshiping God. We've been going to church. We've been taking care of our families. We've been fighting the good fight, People that fight the good fight, they don't like this type of shit. But the media, the small hats, they put that in front of you. That's the conversation, okay?
Conservatives need to be gutted like a fucking fish.
Left-wingers, liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage.
See?
What the fuck is this shit, man?
People ready
Slice
to fight.
Slice them and fucking dice them.
Hey, Hassan, would you
Now
say
I
that
don't
to
even hear black men talking like this, but them white boy, hey, these guys right here, they talking like that. They ready to take action into their own hands. And sometimes it does come off like a mental illness, but not these guys. These guys are saying, hey, I'm completely sane. I just don't like what the fuck I'm seeing. I don't stand with it. I don't stand by it. I don't stand beside it. I'm ready to take action because we're living this kind of like this protected front. You know what I mean? Like, why do people target us, but we're the good guys? They're claiming to be the good guys, right? Okay, but what is the media putting out about this situation? That's what it has led to.
my face? We have people commenting on a picture of Erica Kirk holding a rosary out, telling her that her kids now have no father.
And that was
Whatever happened to just being able
that was a black avatar too. That was a black woman's avatar. See, they're gonna and see. I would love to know if this person is real right here. You know, sometimes things can be. Even with him reacting the way that he's reacting to seeing it, he's like, man, that's a black woman. Proud to see a white man get sniped in public. Think about how that makes him feel. Okay? Think about that.
kids now have no father. Whatever happened to just being able to disagree with someone? Oh, you're a liberal? Okay, I don't really care. I really don't. I want to know the difference between a liberal and a conservative. Liberal has nothing to lose because they don't fight for anything in their life other than trying to fuck with us. We have families, jobs, people that depend on us. All of them, just another day for them. We got another guy cheering with a microphone like he's a damn demon.
But see, this right here is it's just bluff. This is fugazi, you know. This is fugazi. This is not real. That guy right there, man, he ain't fighting for shit. He's calling the cops. He ain't gonna stand toe to toe with no man and duke it out. He's not gonna do that. That man, let that big ass white dude step up to him like that. He's gonna call the cops. He gonna be frightened for his life, bruh. He ain't gonna want nothing to do with that motherfucker.
I want to ask our government something. What do you recommend we do? They are clearly attacking us. And I want to be able to say that Charlie is the last one, but I have had conversations.
They're clearly attacking us. Now we got Bible thumping, gun toting, family men who worship Jesus Christ saying we're being targeted. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that's... Come on now. We targeting black. Now I mean not black. Excuse me. We're targeting white men. This is basically like your typical white American. They're being targeted. Essentially, is what he's saying.
With people who have had music tours scheduled, big people on YouTube who've been planning to do speaking events, and people are legitimately saying, do I cancel it? Am I going to be next? Because there is never a consequence. Never. Presidents, the left side of America, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, they have called us white supremacists. They have told America that white supremacy is the greatest threat to America.
Start calling his supporters racist as well. That MAGA symbol has come to represent something. It is the new Nazi symbol. It is
MSNBC. What did Kanye say? Who owns MSNBC?
the new hood.
Because they're not a party, right? They're Sinn Féin to the IRA. They're the PLO to Hamas. They're a dime store front for a terrorist movement.
The Republican Party is basically a domestic terrorist cell at this point, and they should be treated.
Can't take these people serious though, man. Like I don't take these type of people serious. I don't take those type of people serious. I'm an independent, free thinking broadcaster, right? I'm a podcaster, whatever you want to call it. But those type guys right there, they it's not even that they have an agenda. It's just that they have a job. That's a job for them. You think they're gonna go into that office? What did my guy Kwame Brown say? It's policy. It's all about policy. Policy and procedure. You think they're gonna walk into MSNBC and go against the grain? Hell no. You write the stories we need you to write. That's it. If you ain't writing that story, you ain't got no job here. Plain and simple. Huh? You got somewhere else you want to go work. You want to be an independent journalist. You're going to go work for yourself. That's about it. Because you can't do that shit in here. We don't play that. Do what we tell you to do. Because if you ain't doing that, you ain't doing it right. All right?
There are elements of the GOP that are starting to look like the jihadists.
It's not a political party. They're a white nationalist movement. They're a fascist threat to our nation. That's not hyperbolic. That's academic. But it was
Why is my shit echoing like that? Why is it echoing like that? Hold on. Maybe I'm monitoring it. I need to turn that monitor.
Hyperbolic, but it increasingly does feel like the Republican Party has become a death cult, and it's all about Donald Trump.
There is no alternative right now because the Republican Party project today is a fascist authoritarian project.
Fact is, Republicans in Congress are still in the grip of the ultra-MAGA agenda.
Party of dupes, party of knuckleheads, party of weirdos, party of freaks. So that is a simple message.
When you label a group that bad for that long, there are going to be some stupid people out there who try to take us all out. And then what do? Oh, it's cool. He'll have his day in court. We don't want that. We're tired of that. Our judicial system is the biggest crock of shit known to mankind. You go out and you murder somebody. You go out and stab a person on the bus. Here's a bed. Here's an air-conditioned room. Here are 3 meals a day. Here's somebody to wait on you if you have a medical emergency. Here's healthcare. Here's dental care. You know what we call that?
That's fucking... know them guys ain't going to prison. Not this type of motherfucker right here. He gonna fight it out, bro. He is not going to prison. He don't want to go to prison. Not this motherfucker on this screen right here. Hell no.
Prison in the United States. That's what they get. For someone who is willing to do something like that, do you think all of the stuff I just said is a scary enough thing to stop them? Here we go. We got a guy by the name of Jacob Nestegard. Listen what this fuck said.
You support his death? You support Charlie Kirk being killed? Yes, I do. On the day he died, you're here at a vigil.
Now, why are people really taking that shit? Like, come on, man. Y'all know they just doing that shit for the camera. Who the hell is walking around praying on people's demise? Come on, man. Now, y'all know that ain't even... Y'all taking that serious? See, that's when you got to step back for a moment and say, man, I don't even take that shit serious right there. You think I'm going to take a everyday fucking person like him and think he's serious about caring about somebody dying? No, he's doing that shit for content, man. He's doing that shit to get some kind of hoorah from another man. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, for Charlie Kirk, and you support his death.
You support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk
see, you got it.
Nazi. You support his shooter?
Yep, sure do.
You support Charlie Kirk's shooter?
Sure do. He does all favors.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
You would have killed him yourself? Okay. Do you have a job here?
He would have killed him himself, but he didn't kill him. Shut the fuck up.
In Seattle?
Oh, you would have killed him yourself. When is enough enough? I can tell you right now, as a Christian man, as a man who follows God fiercely, it is very, very hard to not just become a straight savage right now. Here is Malcolm X, just flat out saying it.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberal. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. You're digging for a friend.
So, if it was up to me, we'd just have a war right now. There's no more talking. I don't even want to be doing this. I want to strap my boots up and go meet one of these fuckers in public. Oh, okay, you're real badass on the internet, brother. Let's go meet up, Hassan Piker. Come try to gut me like a fish and see how that goes for you. I can promise you I am very fucking real. And unlike you, I'm not just sitting on the internet acting like somebody. And as far as the government goes, you guys don't do fucking shit. The FBI, the ATF, the CIA, any 3-letter agency. Just understand that, one, you guys have handled this whole thing like shit. Oh, it's a trans shooter, and we found his rifle in the woods, even though he didn't have a rifle when he was running away from the building. Start meeting us on our level of intelligence, because it is no longer 1950 where you can just tell the public something and they're like, oh, the FBI said it, so it's okay. Nope. Show us what's in the Discord of this guy. Show us who he's connected to. Pull up everybody who he's ever talked to, figure out what they know. We are tired of these smoke and mirrors. And then you need to let both sides handle their fucking business, because let me tell you what's going to happen if we don't. There's going to be another and another and another, because their side, they have no heart. They don't understand that these are fathers, mothers, sons. They just look at him and say, oh, he said something mean about my boyfriend's pronouns, so I gotta kill him. That's what it is. So let us...
Yeah, that's some bullshit. And they know that too, man. It's like, we can't be going around killing people because they don't agree with what you want to do to your foreign parts, man. Like, people gotta stop with that. But see, once again, that makes it easy. So think about it. That was being pushed from the left side, right? That trans LGBTQ plus was being pushed from the left side. So for a left side shooter to go and shoot at a right side thinker, can y'all see where I'm going with that? Can somebody type in the chat? Sub up to the channel and type in the chat. Like, can you see where I'm going with that basically? We have someone who says that they're a left side thinking, they're basically a Democrat or a liberal, whatever, and they believe that they should be able to do whatever they want to do with their foreign parts. But then you got this guy, Charlie Kirk, on the other side.
You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here.
You got it? All right, so you got Charlie Kirk on the right side, he's a conservative. He doesn't believe in chopping off your foreign parts. He believes in family values, you know, kind of like your nuclear guy in America, right? He believes in the nuclear family, just like this guy right here in front of us, heavy duty country. Okay. These guys believe that you shouldn't do those things. They have their disagreements about how things should go, you know, but the fact that a left side thinker wants to take action on a man because he believes that you should not be allowed to do that, you know, because that used to be one of those things that they considered to be like a mental illness. Like you were mentally unstable to want to like hurt yourself, harm yourself. So for those two sides to be fighting in a manner and then it get displayed on national broadcast the way it's been blown up, this has been blown all the way the fuck up. All right. It's big. It's the heaviest topic right now. Okay. So for that to be the situation, then why wouldn't we look at it and say, this seems like a setup? Because now people are up in an uproar. Something's brewing once again. Okay. It's an uproar. People ready to use their guns. They're ready to take action. They're ready to use lethal force. They want to fight. They want to battle. And it's starting to sound like it's over something that's got to do with the small hat people. And it has something to do with the people that want to be able to, you know, bring their bedroom life outside in the public, you know. They want to be able to bring that out to us. And then they're going to take action. They're going to kill people now, unalive people. They want to assassinate people just because they have a disagreement about it. That can't be. First of all, that sounds very unhinged. You sound unhinged. It's very cringe that you believe that everyone should be able to do this. Like it's like they're all trying to push us to this genocidal, homicidal, mentally unstable condition. You know what I mean?
The other niggas around here because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
Handle our fucking business.
All right, so that was heavy duty country. It's pretty much an American, man. You know, cowboy hat, sidearm. He's got his assault rifle. He's out in the woods. He's loving it. You know what I mean? And I respect those type of guys. I know those type of guys. I just had a very lengthy conversation with a female. You know, she, you know, a married woman. She loves firearms. Those are the things we should not be stripped of. I ain't with that shit. I don't care what nobody say. Don't strip me of my artillery. Don't strip me of the things that can help protect me and my family because of our beliefs. But I'm not going to go out and use that against people just because I disagree with them. Hell to the no. Okay? It's a nice sidearm, by the way. Looks like a Gen 5 Glock. Yep. I like that. Make sure y'all sub up the heavy duty country. That was pretty good. He got
So over the past couple of days,
right?
there's been a lot more stuff that has came out. And I want to be very clear with everybody. I do not believe the person that they have in custody is the person who took the shots.
Certainly. That's another thing. Like, this might not even be who they say it is, okay? Can't be. I just done, nah. That's a big cover up. And yes, you do have your lookalikes. It's easy to put on a pair of shades and a hat and throw a person off because he looks similar to another guy. Those two guys are not the same right there. That's a cover up, man.
You look at the mugshots, they don't match. People's noses and ears don't just change. Same thing with Epstein, in case the government thinks that we're still stupid about that. Then something just came out that there was a drone flying by right when this thing happened.
Apparently there's been a shooting.
Wow. Wow. Man.
Whose drone is that? Nobody can verify who the owner is, which means that it's most likely some level of government. Then there is a video of a guy that looks like he has a gun running away.
There's a shot right there. Gunshot. Look at him. Oh, he's shot, dude. He's shot.
with no shirt on.
I will tell you right now, I have done
was
a
he
lot
about
of
to go
unreal live
change his
shooting in my life,
clothes?
and that does not look like a 30-06 entry wound. It looks bigger. It looks like a 45 caliber. But don't worry, we have Kash Patel on the case. What does that fucking guy even do? Oh, we're gonna release the Epstein files, and we've got to get them out. What have you done since you become FBI director? Now's your chance to actually do something. We don't give a shit about your speeches. We don't give a shit about you looking like you just did 5 lines of cocaine looking out into the crowd.
Out in tandem to interview any potential person of interest or suspects. But we need, again, we need as much help as we can possibly get. Any videos or photos that you might have, the public.
Fucking puppets, man. These guys are just puppets, yo. It's pathetic, man. I am really tired of a lot of the shit I see too. But like once again, I'm not gonna go out of my way to take nobody out there. Like, you know, you can literally tell by the jaw structure.
It to our digital media tip line, which is www.fbi.
Okay. So we taking a question in the chat. Maybe they already left. I don't know. But Israel is behind the media. I think I already expressed that. Israel is behind the media. It has nothing to do with them being behind the act that was taken out on that person per se. Okay. Oh, they all want purges.
Utah Valley shooting all lowercase. Again, that is FBI.
We care about results because we ain't just paying your salary for free. We don't just have the FBI because we feel like wasting our tax dollars on it. Stop bullshitting us. You want the American people to gather around the FBI and not look at you guys like you are just a major fraudulent organization. Actually get some work done. All right, you guys. So I remember trying to help my parents with Medicare, and there are so many scams out there. It's really hard to figure out, and most people end up paying more money than they need to for coverage that they don't need. That's when I was excited when I learned about Chapter.
You said Martin Luther King didn't disturb. I'm just going back and looking at the chat now. Swore after that. Yeah, I don't even know who and why somebody would just call me a clown for reacting to content. But somebody get that fucker up out of here. We ain't doing that over here, man. Go get on your own channel.
Chapter is the only advisor out there that compares every national plan to find the one that works for you. In fact, I had my parents do a consult with them, and they saved them over $34,000. Incredible. So here's my recommendation. Give them a call. They're going to explore every plan with you, make sure everything you need is see than actually doing anything. So I'm going to put this up for the FBI so you can see it clear as day in case you guys are busy, I don't know, hiding more of the Epstein stuff. By the way, the Epstein survivors, they're creating their own list. So good luck continuing to hide it.
Yeah, man, that Epstein list is going, it's like, it should be forbidden to not bring that type of shit to the front so that everybody can see it. Like, why would we ever want to hide some shit like that when we can really bring in the people that can help America be shape it into a better, you know, situation, but we want to hide those types of things, which lets you know that there's some type of agenda. But people want to go to the news and get their information. They want to go to the news and get some type of resolution on these acts that's taking place out here. No, protect yourself at all times, at all costs. Go take a fucking class to learn, you know, to learn how to protect yourself. But at the end of the day, why would we want to hide and teach your family that stuff too, of course, because we all got children for the most part. A lot of us have young children or young adults now. And just to hear kids being snatched up and shit like that in situations, like, why would we ever want to hide something like that, man? I don't understand. That system needs to be ridded, you know. But it involves a lot of the people that they put in front of us on TV every day, so they don't, you know.
Keep on seeing like posts about this Charlie dude, whatever, Kirk dude, whatever. Regardless. And let me just say this. I'm surprised that y'all didn't get rid of him sooner. And I'm surprised that you guys aren't getting rid of more people. Like, don't stop with him. Don't let him be the end dog. Get rid of them all.
Get rid of them all. I swear the internet has given some people the illusion of such a big set of nuts. I have always subscribed to the thought process of you do not say anything unless you mean it, and you do not say anything behind somebody.
You got it? You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
All right, shout out to all the new subs. I'm looking for my yeah. It's pretty strange though, man. People want to fight for bullshit, you know.
Back or about somebody unless you are willing to say it to their face. That is the best way to operate in your life because you never have to be ashamed of what you say. This person with your tennis visor and your Beats by Dre headphones, there is no way you would say this to my face. There's no way you would say this to Erica Kirk's face.
Hey, yo, this guy right here is ready to kick somebody's ass. But just be patient, brother. You know what I'm saying? And shoot their enemies, right? The system could test their babies to fight and shoot their enemies, right? The system could test their babies to fight and shit their enemies. I don't even know what the hell it is.
They're just being emotional on the internet. She's got more though.
And the ones that are above him. You're man.
Hey, heavy duty country, man. Let me find out you don't like black women, man. I don't know. This is the second. Or maybe he went back to that lady that left a comment.
Your city councilman. What is it? Georgia Power, the people that keep on raising our shit. The CEO, get rid of them. Yeah. Like, what? It was so crazy. I watched like a 60-minute, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. 1 minute edit of like the things he said, and they're like so atrocious that like his wife deserves to go too. Y'all keep on talking about his wife and kids. They need to go too because they're carrying on that mentality and that lineage. Like, get rid of the whole family. I'm so sorry. Why did you guys stop with him? Why did you stop with him? Go get his grandma. Because who raised you? Like, your mom ought to be ashamed for breaking scum like you. Get rid of the whole family. Like, y'all too scary. Y'all too scary for revolution. Y'all too scary for progress. Like, y'all want results without putting in the work. You won't have to take out trash to get a clean house. Like,
Nah, they already said that the wars that will no longer be fought on battlefields, man. The wars are being fought in our minds. And then the real the battle starts behind it. I mean, you know, after it comes after it, basically. Like, they're taking a lot of time out. They understand how this internet works, how TV works. They understand how those things work. So they can put the things that they need to put in front of us to get us all feeling offended, emotional, ready to take action. They can put all of that shit in front of us. And then what follows behind that is where the real battle is being fought. You know, but the war has already started. You know what I mean? We no longer have to worry about a war being fought like the guy was saying, like, hey, you won't say that in my face. Man, a lot of people ain't gonna say that in your face. They're gonna say it right here on this internet, comfortably from their homes. They're gonna pull their cell phones out. They're gonna talk their shit, and they're gonna move like that. But as far as them, you know, ready to come outside and fight with you and shit, no, man. See, they understand that about our people. Even that Bible-toting, gun-slinging, guy heavy-duty country. They understand that about you. They know that you want somebody to come, you know, fucking with you. And they also know how you're going to react to what they put in front of you, man. You got to be 2 steps ahead of them, 10 steps ahead of them, because they 25 steps ahead of us, all right? So you don't think that all of these surveys that they've dished out, all of the psychological, I see you saying psychological damage is everlasting. Yes, exactly. I do understand that. So physical wounds will heal. But all of that, you don't think that they understand exactly who you are before you even open your mouth? They know who you are. There is a they as well. They really exist. And it's starting to look like those small hat people we were talking about earlier. Because every time you go against that, they have to bring that up. Oh, well, why do XYZ? Why do these people have to be blamed and targeted for this? Because they are the owners. They are the ones that get to speak, you know. But I got a couple more quotes on my show.
It is what it is. If the trash can is stinking up the house, you got to take out the garbage. Take the garbage out, y'all. Take the garbage out. All right. Not me. I'm
So it's a black woman arguing with a white man, basically, essentially.
chilling.
Oh boy, I gotta watch what I say right now. Lord knows I can find out who this person is very quickly. And that's the difference between us and y'all. We are capable of the most savage violence you can imagine. But we have hearts. What's the saying? Be a warrior in a garden rather than being a gardener in a war. That's us. And you may catch us on the wrong day. But this, just kill the rest of his family. Why'd you stop there? I am very curious. Do you have a mother, ma'am? Or sir, I don't know what the fuck you are. Do you have a father? Do you have kids? Do you have a brother? Do you have a sister? Do you have friends? How are you unable to put yourself into someone else's shoes and say, remove the politics? Should his wife wake up tomorrow, look to the other side of the bed, and there be nobody there? Should that happen just because he disagrees with your thought process? I'm going to tell you something that Charlie Kirk said, because Charlie was the most respectful person I have ever seen in politics. I clearly have a very more straightforward, cut through the bullshit attitude about all of this, but I still have to suppress a lot on how I actually feel. But Charlie just had the biggest heart out there. The nicest dude. We all know people like that. Just the nicest person you could ever meet. Some would call him a level of innocent with how nice he was. And y'all just shot him. And now you're talking about killing his wife and his kids. Let me read you this quote from Charlie. And by the way,
see, so they're looking at it from a standpoint of he done everything right, and he was a guy that wasn't out here, going against, hurting people and shit. So when guys like him see that, they ready to take action. And then he's getting, upset at a black woman saying it or whatever, not understanding that she has all her different types of trauma and drama that's been endured in her life. So she's coming from the opposite standpoint. I have to look up these quotes, y'all, but I'm gonna get to it. Just bear with me.
Whoever commented this on one of my videos, you're a legend. People keep saying that Charlie Kirk's message was, let's sit down and have a discussion. But Charlie Kirk also said, when we stop having discussions, that's when violence happens. And the left stopped discussions. They made their choice. Truer words have not been said. If we can't sit down and say, why do you feel like you can just kill an unborn baby, abortion, and have a discussion about it without you losing your mind, we're never going to heal as a country. So to this person, understand that just because you may get away with saying this in the moment, I would tread very lightly on who you say this to next, or if you see one of us in public. Because there are a lot of people right now who have a lot to lose but don't care. Because Charlie Kirk's wife has united this country into a place that is very, very loyal to her wants. And that woman is a fucking fighter. So I would be very, very careful.
All right. So yeah, he's definitely I don't know if he's even been, I'm not gonna say he was planning. He just looks like a soldier. He looks like he came from the military, possibly the Marines. And he just wants to protect that culture that he comes from, that he stems from, okay? So here we go. This is the quote that I was referring to. Let's go back to this, because this is what I believe and what I can also empathize with when a person brings it up. So this is Israel Cohen. That's his name, Israel Cohen. It says, a racial plan for the 20th century. We must realize that our party's most powerful weapon is racial tension. By propounding into the consciousness of the dark races, black people, that for centuries they have been oppressed by the whites, we can mold them to the program of the Communist Party. Now, black nor white people had shit to do with this assassination, in a sense of it wasn't racially motivated. Okay? I'm going to say that from my opinion, from my standpoint. I think it was something else. But it was something else, actually. They said it was about, they're making it a trans thing now, right? So they're saying that it was motivated by transsexualism, okay? But the people that are getting stirred up are the black and the white people, okay? Have been oppressed by the whites. We can mold them to the program of the Communist Party. In America, we will aim for subtle victory. While inflaming the Negro minority against the whites, we will endeavor to instill in the whites a guilt complex for their exploitation of the Negroes. We will aid the Negroes to rise in prominence in every walk of life, in the professions and in the world of sports and entertainment. With this prestige, the Negro will be able to intermarry with the whites and begin a process which will deliver America to our cause. So we have to be mindful that there's other forces that we can't see that are targeting us all. And, to take an approach of let's battle it out as Americans, there's going to be civil wars and shit. Well, who stirred the pot? Who gave you the recipe? Who's involved? And so when the small hats get thrown into the conversation, well, then of course they have to find a way to flip it. Things don't get, you can't talk about certain subjects, or you can't bring it from a standpoint of even showing certain things, but yeah. All right, let's get into this one right here.
Charlie Kirk got shot, and then it took a couple hours, and then it came out he passed away. And you know, I go to X or Twitter.
Appreciate it, Hennessy girl.
That's where I heard about it.
Shout out to you.
And I don't know how I came across the most graphic video I've seen. I've seen all the different angles of how he got shot. I couldn't watch this again. I'm not gonna. I've heard the same people say, I don't have to agree with your political beliefs, but this is a father. He left 2 kids behind, a wife. Yeah, we get that. I understand. I think the most disturbing part is whoever did this. You basically killed somebody because they had a difference of opinion than you.
See, that's the narrative now. You killed someone because they have a difference of opinion than you. So these people, the people that have differences of opinion, who do they look like? Your typical American, okay? You got your black and you got your white. They're not going to sympathize with it because they say, hey, man, this shit been going on in our communities forever. Well, then white people, they going to take it. They going to step back from an approach and say, well, shit, man, you know, how could you not sympathize with this situation? Because this is a good American, basically. And your Americans is fucked up, you know? So it's easy to put people against each other at that point. Because we all dealing with certain things. White people have the guilt once again, and then the black people they've placed up on this. Hey, you know, we're gonna help these people out because they were fucked up in America. Okay.
Like, Charlie wasn't in government. He wasn't in politics yet. He was about to be. I guarantee you that. There's not a doubt in my mind. In less than 20 years, he'd have been running for president. Again, I didn't agree with the stance on the gun law stuff. I didn't like that comment. Obviously, but I don't think he should die for it.
So this is the video that Gary Owens is getting held accountable for from the black community. Again, let me just re-emphasize exactly what he is being held accountable for having an opinion about the fact that Charlie Kirk did not deserve to die over having an opinion at 31 years old as a father of 2 children and with a wife. He did not deserve to get killed now that we have more information from a person that was in a relationship with a trans person that had become radicalized and then often at times, according to all of the different people that knew him, neighbors, witnesses, and everything like that, was irrational, decided to go and kill him at an event where he was having a conversation because he was making a huge impact on the youth and then his potential political career, which obviously wasn't even there yet. There are groups of people, specifically liberals, raging liberals and black people, that are hell-bent on making sure that they get their opinion off and get their shit off and get their rocks off about the fact that, yay, they didn't even know him, they didn't even follow him, wasn't even really familiar with him, is reciting talking points from other people that is just misquoting and taking out of context what he said. They're excited, they're getting hard, they are getting off on the idea that a man was killed on a college campus for an opinion in a place where we're supposed to have freedom of speech and no censorship. That's what Gary Owens says. Oh, well, you know, I didn't necessarily agree with him about this. I personally, Anton Daniels, didn't agree with everything that Gary Owens says. I disagree with a lot of the people that have the same political views for the most part that I have. But the intolerant left, and more importantly, black people are now holding Gary Owens accountable, and this is what they have to say.
But see, whenever they do the black and white, the political part of it, it's always like, oh, black people from the left are speaking in this particular manner, and it's like, well, fuck that, because I would never approach anything like assassination and not have no sympathy or empathy about it or whatever, because I don't want that to happen to me or my family. So I don't see how they could just take that and say, well, black people need to be held accountable for laughing at someone's death. And then they're saying that it's a political thing because they're Democratic. They're Democrats. Like, nah, man, that's not fair. I don't know. And who are these black people that they're referring to?
Hey y'all, so this message this morning is for Gary Owen. Gary Owen, who has made his whole career in black spaces. Gary Owen made a video and he is on here, you know, talking.
He got a black wife, or had a black, or whatever. I think he does have a black wife. But you know, you knew that was coming. See, it's easy, and see, this is why with the black women, man, we gotta be careful of how we approach shit like this, because we get, and I'm not telling a black woman what to do, but I'm just saying sometimes they do get used as political pawns as well. So your typical white guy, and then your typical black woman, Okay, they're using those two to fight to create this war. Remember, they don't even talk. They don't even look at the black man to have that type of strategy to we're being used as well. But usually, you see your white men and your black women talking about subjects of politics more now than ever.
Talking about the CK unaliving and the sadness surrounding, someone being unalived. And one of the things he says is that, we need to have, empathy, and that he was told by a therapist some years ago that he wasn't a person with empathy. And so he's been honestly trying to have empathy so he can understand why Charlie at one point, was saying he didn't have empathy because Gary was told that at one point, and that, no one should be unalived for their difference of opinion. And for that, I say racism is not a debatable action. Racism isn't just a difference of opinion. Racism is who you are at your core. And to say that, and I'm sick of the whole political beliefs thing, because racism is not a political belief. Politics, I will say again, is policy. Politics, by definition, is about policy. It is not politics equals racism or non-racism. That is not what that means. Racism gets into politics when people like CK spew their racism and try to influence politicians to make policies that harm people. So this was not, he did not just have a difference of opinion. He was a racist who tried to shroud it in Christianity. That is the reality. And we're not going to skip past that. And for Gary Owen, you are someone who's made your whole career in black spaces. You started in Comic View, which was on BET, which was owned by black people at the time. Every movie you've been in has been a black movie. Your comedy circuit, you're at your black audiences. You're on black TV shows when you were married to your first wife. Okay? You married a black woman first go around, had black children. Now you're married to another black woman and have black children. Your whole life and body's been in black spaces, and yet you're on your page empathizing and stating that someone who was a racist just was a difference of opinion.
Your preferences for dating black women. And let's be very clear, black women on a regular basis, and I've done plenty of videos on this channel where women have said, hey, date outside your race. Black men are dusty. They don't make any money, all of this stuff. And so Gary.
Yup. I'm telling you, man, it's a tricky topic when those two parties get involved. Okay. So even if the man was a racist, a bigot, whatever that may have been, just because a white guy that has sympathized or empathized with black people before, as soon as he opens his mouth, then he's targeted now by the black women and the black race,
Someone who regularly prefers.
How am I supposed to feel about that? That doesn't affect me. That really doesn't affect me. And I think a lot of times people try to make things affect others. And it's like, bro, I'm not affected by that. I'm not offended by that either. Even the fact that he has an opinion about a black man being sniped. I mean, a white man being sniped, excuse me. I have no opinion about that. I really don't, So sometimes it just looks away when you're trying to make something out to be something that it's not. Gary Owens might not even be on no racial or bigotry type deal, but fuck, now he's gonna get blamed for that.
Black women, which I don't have a problem with, because I've long said you need to go where you're appreciated and not necessarily where you tolerate it. Go where you celebrate it. And if you have a preference, I don't care who you talk to, because people can talk to whatever it is that they want to talk to here in the United States of America. That is not a crime. Charlie Kirk did not commit a crime, and Gary Owen didn't say anything that is crazy. But listen, black men and men as a whole have been dealing with this for a long time. And the minute that you give your opinion, they are going to read you your rights. They're going to read you the riot act when it comes to who you've been dating and who you in a relationship with and who you had kids with. And, I can't believe you was in black spaces and you was on Comic View and you did movies and who comes to your shows and all that. Bro, they believe that you owe them an apology for being empathetic or having some level of humanity for acknowledging the fact that people should not die for having an opinion.
Man.
The tolerant left.
What kind of shit is that, man? That's why I'm going to have to go with what Charleston White said. Like, hey, man, we getting too soft on some shit. Some shit just don't make sense, bro. Like, why are we getting so tender about somebody having an opinion about something, man? Like, that's just some tender shit right there, bro. Like, I don't care too much about how somebody gives a fuck about somebody not being sympathetic, empathetic, and then this side is like, well, you was hanging with us for the longest. It's like the only if he came out and said some shit like, hey, I'm using y'all, that's different. Then at that point you gotta determine whether or not he's even worth speaking about. But nah, y'all supported him. She just said it. We supported you. You had a black woman in your life, XYZ. So he was getting supported. Okay. They liked him. The black community likes Gary Owens. Why in the hell are we gonna get upset at him now just because he say, man, I ain't rooting for no man getting killed. Just because he's white, he's a conservative, and this shit is spewing all types of shit up in America right now.
Not so tolerant.
Hell yeah, man. They might not parade it in public, but they might, they might smirk it up a little bit like, yeah, that's what that motherfucker get. So even with that, I would be like, well, shit, I don't know what he was into. Even when it comes to MLK, like, there's a lot of speculation about MLK, and I love MLK, right? But I also understand that he was targeted and used as a political pawn, man. We gotta understand that everything we see on TV isn't it's not what they say it is, basically. We can go with that, but it isn't always what they say it is, okay?
That racism was just a difference of opinion. Meanwhile, all of your money is generated from black people, the very people that he hated. And Charlie Kirk wouldn't have liked you anyway. He probably would have been celebrating your death if he even knew who you were, because most white people don't. And you make those statements on your Facebook, it had thousands of...
Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm tripping, man. My bad. I'm gonna let this play.
comments, and there were a whole bunch of white people in your comments agreeing with you, and these white people don't even know who you are. They're not your supporters, but they're agreeing with you because you're perpetuating something and saying that it was a difference of opinion, and you're downplaying the racist angle, which is absolutely a little bit disgusting considering you lay down with black women every day and you have black children. Charlie Kirk wanted your black wives, your ex-wife, your present wife, and all your black children with your first wife, and she had a son who wasn't yours, but you raised him, and now your new wife, you have 2 children with her, and she has a very black daughter that you're clearly in the household with. He would have wanted all of those people that you claim to love and care about, or even cared about at one time, on a plantation.
I'm telling you that these people are sick. They are sick with hatred. They're sick with so much demonic energy and so much hatred for something that she has never experienced a day in her life. So much evil built up, anger, and it shows on every single fiber of her being. And that's why what's in your heart ultimately comes out through your mouth. And this is the reason why they are espousing such evil, negative dispositions towards people that have a difference of opinion than them. The very ones who are supposed to be tolerant of other people. Inclusion, diversity of thought. None of that stuff exists when they start to feel some type of way, because this is the way, I told y'all this on the Millionaire Morning Show, this is the way that they talk inside of their households and their living rooms, and now they talk openly about it. Their racist, bigoted views towards other people that not only disagree with them, but towards white people in particular, they don't mess with y'all. Shout out to all the white apologists.
And you probably would have been executed or in trouble for...
Definitely telling you they don't fuck with y'all. And anybody that do rock with y'all, they targeting you, okay? It's a delicate time to be in. I see is people very very emotional about a lot of shit right now, man. But I think that needs to change. Even the women, like, y'all gotta, not y'all have to, but it would be like, let's just find another way to approach why we wouldn't appreciate a person speaking or disagreeing. Because that's it. I get this part. It'd be like, damn, you say something, you got an opinion about something, and if it ain't what they want it to be, then she basically saying off with your head. You know what I'm saying? She telling you straight up, like, nah, you don't agree with what the fuck I said, then I don't fuck with you, basically. And you a white man. And she supported you.
Fraternizing with those black people. So this really goes back to the fact that we have to watch who we bring into our spaces and who we allow to get success off of our backs. Because he also made sure in his video to call out Amanda Seales and say everything Amanda Seales said was disgusting. This man keeps Amanda Seales' names on his motherfucking lips like no one I've ever seen. And I am not an Amanda Seales fan by any measure, because I do think that things that she has said, especially in regards to Kamala Harris, have been very, very harmful. But you as a white man...
Oh, so you tolerant for Amanda Seales for things that she disagree with you about, or things that you disagree with her about, but you're intolerant of a white man, of anything that he has to say differently because he's a white man. But you give grace to Amanda Seales. Got it. Got it.
And in making sure that in your video, you brought up Amanda Seales, a black woman, and said all the things that she said were so bad to bring more vitriol to the black woman, when there are plenty of other people who have made comments that were not necessarily right in regards to this man's death. So, but you made sure you brought up the black woman.
So you acknowledge that people are saying stuff that's not right with regard to his death. If you let people talk long enough, they'll actually tell you who they are.
You've done this before. You went on Shannon Sharp's show and made sure you had digs against black women. You love to talk ish about black people because you think that your proximity gives you the ability to say whatever hell you want to say about black people because you're in the circles. But it doesn't. And what you've shown is at the end of the day, you are nothing but a white man. And you will always be a white man first. And you're a white man who will use black people to get what you need. But really, at the end of the day, you are still a white man living in your white privilege as a white man. And that is part of the problem. And black people, we really need to have a conversation and understanding of everybody shit is not invited. Let's stop inviting people to cookout, because y'all definitely, Gary thinks he has I've heard him even say, he thinks he just automatically has a cookout invite. Okay? Because he's gotten a little bit too big for his britches. We really need to start considering who we're bringing into our spaces and who we're allowing to get fame off of our backs. Because at the end of the day, we allow these people to get fame off our backs, but they really ain't for us.
There you go. And you see it right there in front of your face. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description.
Shout out to Anton Daniels, man. Jesus, that was a lot. I mean, she definitely let one off right there. And I get it. I truly understand that. I can see her standpoint of it. I think she's just going. It's so many other subjects that she's involving into that, but that's how it's been woven together. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to this right here, man. This is definitely one of those subjects I've been wanting to react to, and I watch Cartier Family as much as I can. So this one, it says, and this is one other subject I was, frequenting a lot, black fatigue. Let's go.
Why are you mad about it?
Let's go, man. There's a lot of racial tension out here in America right now. How you gonna act, man? How you gonna act? How people gonna react to this racial tension that's spewing in America right now?
I hope you know that.
Hated
You're
empathy.
very loud.
And he's over here having empathy for
You're
him.
very loud,
Charlie
angry
Kirk
woman. I hope you know that.
hated
You're a
empathy.
very loud, angry person.
No, I'm not. You're stereotyping a black woman.
Explain.
What did I say, y'all? Black woman, white man. Here we go.
Explain why rest in peace is bad. Explain why murder was good. Why are you mad about that?
Because you live by the gun, you die by the gun.
your
And
heart.
that's exactly what
Just
the
like
fuck got. Live by
by
the
defend,
what
you die
the
by
fuck are you
defend.
bringing up George Floyd?
Live by defend,
That's
die
why-
by defend.
That's exactly why he's fucking dead.
He died
Charlie
in
Kirk,
yeah.
Charlie Kirk said George Floyd was a scumbag. That he deserved to die.
He was.
So
Nobody
Charlie
deserved.
Yep. Hey, shots fired. Hey, that's another thing. Like when George Floyd, and that's why I said, y'all, like George Floyd took place during Trump's last presidency, right? So all over again, it's like this is the issues that we're facing when Trump is in office. So I'm not blaming Trump for it completely, but God damn it, it's like the racial tension just spews up. It's like ever since Trump was a billionaire and he had black friends, whatever the fuck the case may be, then he became a president, black people started hating him because of politics and shit like that. So even to add to all of that, it just seems like a lot of racial tension just sets off whenever he's in office. But yeah, that's a great example as well, right? Like George Floyd died and people were like, man, he fucking deserves to die. He's a piece of shit, right? So when people take it upon themselves to say, well, Charlie Kirk died. He's a piece of shit. People want to be like, man, I'm ready to kill this motherfucker. I mean, I'm ready to unalive him, Educational purposes only, entertainment only, YouTube.
Die.
was a scumbag that
Nobody
deserves to
deserves to
die.
die. Catch your breath.
And America isn't fucking great. America fucking sucks.
It should be great.
It's not.
But people like you killed them.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what you do. You only kill yourself.
People like you killed him. That woman ain't never killed nobody. She unalived him. Like, we got to stop with that, too. Like, a lot of these people ain't even about that type of shit. Why do we want to make them to be out these type of people that they're truly not?
Who is y'all? Who is y'all? Because a white man killed Charlie Kirk. A white man killed Charlie Kirk. Oh, yeah, you obviously do. Why are you saying y'all? That's derogatory as fuck. Who is the left? I don't identify.
Well, you're getting out of
I
rest in
identify
peace.
humanity.
Justify murder.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead. Your homie dead. Your homie dead.
Damn.
Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie
What
dead.
did they arrest her for, though? I don't understand. Why was she arrested? Well, he did 8 years straight. Obama did 8 years straight. But why would this man have been...
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that. Evil. Evil. Murder is bad. She is evil. I've not said. Why are you being so
Why are you
hateful?
so hateful? Why are you so hateful? Why are you so hateful? Yeah.
Hey, can somebody tell her to
Can you not put the camera in my face?
I'm sitting here. You walked up to me.
Okay, well,
I don't want this. I said rest in peace.
And I can
Just leave it alone. Please don't come after me. I want to be left alone.
I'm not emotional, man. Don't tell me what I am and what I'm not. You can get out of my face because I can tell you what you are, but you won't like it.
You're being aggressive. You're being aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive. My voice is
You are
very
being
calm. You're calling me
aggressive.
aggressive because I'm a black woman.
Not at all.
No, we're not. I'm
This sums up what's on X right now, guys. This pretty much sums it up.
It does.
Wow, man. This
Yeah,
I just can't believe
it's
this
a
is
lot of
happening.
this shit
on a college
going
campus. Well,
on.
actually, I can't believe
Why are
it.
you surprised?
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised at all.
It's just
you acting like you surprised, like you haven't been on the.
But you gonna say F your homie? Like you're causing all this on the college campus right now. Bro.
Imagine who she listened to.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what they say in the songs.
Nah, but see, now that I disagree with, though. See, man, this guy, he always makes me disagree with him. But Like, bro, starting on a college campus, the motherfucker just got shot on the college campus. What is we talking about? Charlie Kirk just got assassinated on a college campus. So now she can't just pull her phone out and express herself on a college campus. Now, I don't know how far she took it as far as like touching somebody or anything like that. But she just expressing herself verbally. She hasn't touched anyone yet. She doing the same thing everybody else doing with her camera, bro. Come on now.
Come on now, this happens in the black community, you know? They do, like, people dying and they make songs and troll about it. You said it best the other day whenever we were talking about this in the group message separately. You were like, this is what they do to each other. Disagreement in the black community. Like, obviously, y'all, not all black people, we know this. But with ninjas, they don't agree. If there's an altercation, what do? You kill them. And you make a song and you glorify it. And that's what happened here.
But we gonna say
free him.
White people is, doing the same thing right now too. Can't just say that.
What do you mean? Doing the same thing as like for death?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. But on my timeline, will be real. It's I only see black people. If you look at my timeline, it's only black people.
I've seen all type of people.
No, it is some good
If they had I see with the nose ring.
No, it is some.
I've seen them with the kids and the
you're saying the left. All races that typically right now people on the left are celebrating.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely.
But that's why they're saying, oh, now that it's a white person that killed Charlie, they call it the left. But it was pissing me off. If we would have thought, if they would have said, hey, Charlie's getting, something's gonna happen to Charlie. What race do you think is gonna, harm Charlie?
I would think it would be a white person.
Exactly. I never would have thought it was a black person.
Black people kill black people. We've known this. Look at the stats of all the murders. I think it's like over 90% of the murders that black people do are on other black people. So that's I don't know. I would expect it to be a crazy extremist type person like it was. The person who did it, the situation that we've heard of how they are and how they're living is kind of like a person you would expect.
I'm not trying to make a joke, but it was the job was done by a sniper. With that in itself, you could tell what race it was.
I never would have thought a black person's not going to kill nobody off political violence.
Facts.
Has that happened? Have we seen that?
I don't know. So
I don't think they would either. But what I can also understand is that the political standpoint would have gotten him assassinated by something much more powerful than just an everyday citizen. I don't think that this was just some random act of violence from someone who just disagreed with that man. I think this was a little bit more provoked by some powers we can't see. We can't see those powers.
No, I haven't.
If you call gang violence political, that's their political violence. They burn their own versions.
What's pissing me off, though, they're saying, oh, why isn't Trump sending the National Guard to Utah?
See.
Are y'all that dumb? Are y'all that dumb?
But I really don't see how you can celebrate death and then sit here and say, oh, he was hateful. So celebrating death, not hateful? Bro. You're really disproving your own point. If someone says, this is a point I can respect, right? If someone on the left says, I don't agree with Charlie Kirk, I don't agree with what he stood for and all that, but I am still like, it's still wrong that he died, that's a take you can respect. And again, why would you go up there and debate someone who that is what they do, they're an expert in it, and then you're mad? That's what they do.
You know, it's also a contradiction here. People were saying, oh, why are people mocking George Floyd? And I guess that this is they're justifying what they're saying to Charlie. I guess the right did to George Floyd. But it's like, y'all are saying, oh, people were wrong for doing that, but then y'all are doing this.
No, but that's different because look, crazy, but look though, this is what I'll say about that. Even we on here, every time we mention anything with George Floyd, it's about the reaction of what happened to it, about the burning things down, about the riot, about the looting. That's what we were mad. I've said several times, it's still sad that George Floyd died, whether he was a bad person or a good person or not.
Nah, but people will react. They might not react amongst, like, in public downtown areas or whatever like that. But I just showed y'all that there will be people that will react. And that's why I say we just have to be careful. We have to be mindful. And we have to pass better judgment when it comes to these type of interactions. Because if this interaction wasn't in public, even with this lady and that guy right there, who knows what may have occurred. So I'm not going to just pass over that and think, I'm not just going to say that he might not have hurt her had they been in a different environment, okay? It can happen to any one of us out here on top of that. So violence comes in a manner of you want to hurt someone because they hurt you, okay?
If a person dies, it is a sad thing. No one deserves to just die. I've said that multiple times on here. But what we get mad at and what we talk about is how BLM and the left use George Floyd as a political pawn to get people on their side and to get emotional people and use emotional arguments to get people on the left and say, oh, if you're not for us, then you're a bad person because of what happens to George Floyd. They used him as a political pawn. And people on the left did not care about George Floyd.
I'm going to say one more thing, and we're going to continue with what happened at Texas Tech. This is Texas Tech University, guys. Also, to me, what's weird is we was at a BLM rally. It was a white guy there. They beat him. I ain't going to say they beat him up. They broke his stuff and all type of stuff. This right here, have you seen any of this? Did you see any white people go to somebody that's holding a sign and tell them this?
No.
You didn't see that?
Yeah, we got.
And so
what are you talking about?
We're not. I'm very wrong right now. You being racist? Why are you?
Come on now.
I heard she got spilled.
Oh my God.
Look at me, everybody. Look at me.
Disgusting. What are you talking about?
Bro said disgusting.
Okay, he said if you remove consent after the drinking and the guy continues, it's a working red line.
Thank you. She forgot what she was going to say.
No, I didn't. Charlie Kirk said the amendment.
So look, she's basically doing what a lot of other people do, creating some type of wave on her campus, expressing herself. Why she would have been arrested for that? Maybe it has something to do with the campus. Maybe it has something to do with the guy. I don't know if he called the police or not. I'm really just reacting to this one, y'all.
Shouldn't be celebrating. Yeah, because you're not black. You weren't a slave. So don't be
You weren't either. They are though in their mind still.
Okay, people care. Who else had things? People in Palestine. I don't care. People got everything.
I think we need to get rid of TikTok.
This is all my sign says.
Yeah, okay, well, even if we want to talk about the slave part, like a lot of people weren't slaves.
You can't treat him like any other niggas around
but
here because he ain't like any of the other
a lot of
niggas
people
around here.
did get reparations.
You can't treat him like any of the other niggas
Appreciate
around
all the
here
new
'cause he ain't
subs.
like any of the other
Andre W, man, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, so I mean, when it come to that reparations and the slavery part, I'm not gonna go against it. I don't give a damn what you say. You ain't convincing me of that because people have already been, people have already received theirs. Okay, so yeah, it's racially motivated out here. I'm not gonna sit up here and just take sides on that. I'm not taking sides on that. I don't give a damn. Okay.
I don't care about a white man. They care about me. Obviously, I can stay here if I want to, and I will. Okay, so why are you still standing here? Girl, I'm not yelling at everyone. I'm trying to get the fuck out of the car.
She said she's not yelling.
It's bad.
There's multiple people out here. Why can't I elevate my voice so people can hear me?
Do you believe in free will and free choice? Because when you do, then you allow him to do that.
That's fine, but I also have the right to make a statement if I want to.
You don't have to.
So did Charlie.
That's all I'm saying. I said rest in peace. They're defending murder. They're crazy.
Okay, but that's what yelling is, projecting your voice for everyone to hear you. I'm not yelling at anyone in here.
Yeesh.
This is bad, y'all.
Yeah, I said murder bad, and they're angry about that.
PBD said because of what happened to Charlie, guess what that's gonna do? It's gonna cause a lot more young Charlie Kirks to stand up. That's what it's gonna do.
But hey, I mean, obviously you can get killed and.
We can agree on that, but what he stood for was hateful.
Just voice that. Don't get mad at me though.
Oh, I'm not gonna talk to a man that I'm taller than. So
Now, don't body shame now. We bring up fact.
Height is required for your intercourse and debate. Is that what it is?
I mean, I don't want to hear anything.
You have no intellectual thought. That's why.
I do.
You can bring it up with her now.
I'm gonna get real about you.
You can say it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, baby, I look
I didn't say
good.
it.
I look good.
I didn't say that.
I look good.
You know, everyone has an opinion. They're like assholes.
What
Which one of them are wrong? You know, it was the West that got rid of slavery. Africa still has somewhere around 9 million slaves to this
You better
day.
get away from that white man. Yeah, you're over here laughing with this white man, but he will be.
Charlie Kirk is worse than hip hop.
In their
Now
eyes, yeah.
But see, look,
Racism?
that doesn't make any sense though. Because think about it. Think
Well,
about
all of that stuff is the same. Hip hop, freedom of speech, or public speaking. It's all considered public speech. You know. All right, man. I got to get up out of here, man. I got to go handle some business. I do apologize. I got to go pick up my kids. So make sure that y'all tune in, man. We got 23,000 a day. Shout out to all of the people watching, all the supporters, all of the new subs, man. We up to 631 a day, man. I really appreciate all the people supporting the channel that continues to support the account. I'll make sure that I continue just going in, man. We ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna never stop, man. We're gonna keep going until they stop you, boy. Until they get me up out there. Other than that, man, if we can, let's get up to 650 before we get up out of here, man. I got a couple more minutes. Let's get up to 650 650 subs. Let's go, man. Yeah. Let's go. I love it. I love it. I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. Until next time, hug your loved ones. Make sure you love them, man. You know, because tomorrow is never promised, man. Other than that, it's your boy L Boogie Reacts. Stay tuned for more content coming to you soon.